Alright, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to April 1st, 2004. We are starting a new save. I'm sure you can guess already by the title, but we are going to be playing as Ruthless Aggression Era WWE. This mod, made by Idol on the GDS forums, I will have the link in the description, or as the pinned comment of this video, I'm not sure yet, maybe both. This mod is the It All Begins Again mod by Idol on the GDS forums, and it didn't come out that long ago, but already I am having a blast. I have been playing this mod offline, and I have been having a blast with it. It is very fun. I really enjoy it. I've played a WWE save. I've done a TNA save. I have not touched Japan, although Japan also looks really fun. But yes, we are going to be playing as 2004 WWE, but with one big change. I'm going to quickly go through these intro screens. I'm not going to read them out. If you want to pause and read them, again, the work done by Idol and anyone that helped, great stuff. Here's SmackDown, here's TNA, here's the Indies, here's Canada, there's the Hart Dynasty. The UK, is that Hayde Vanson? I don't know. I do not know the UK scene at this time. There's Mexico. Bob fucking Sapp in Japan. Hell yeah, brother. And yeah, it all begins again. And we are not going to be playing as Pinky. We are going to be playing as Paul Heyman. Now, I'm sure you can tell by the title, there's a pretty big elephant in the room. What do I mean when I say overthrowing the McMahons? Well, as you can see, Paul Heyman is the head booker of WWE. I have done a couple changes to the mod. I will let you know in 1 second. First things first, these are the preferences I usually use on a YouTube save. However, Coastal Zone and 5SSW are going to be more of my meticulously pre-booked saves. This one, I'm not going to be streaming. It's going to be a more relaxed save. I'm going to be just booking it as I go, adapting with things, but I am going to be using a very, very forgiving set of preferences. So, we are going to be taking down almost anything that takes my life harder. Worker morale will stay, dirt sheet will stay, booking times will stay, no burnout, no match ratios, time changes, no event pre-booking, no pre-booking bonuses. I won't give myself the bonus if I don't get the penalty. I'm not super unfair. I'll put on match aim requirements. Overuse penalties and warnings. And yeah. There we go. This is, like I said, very forgiving. This is going to be a more, if you watch TEW for the grinding, trying to struggle to get good ratings, this isn't going to be the save for you. I'm going to be doing storytelling. I'm going to be using this as a fantasy booker. So, hopefully you guys will fuck with that. No, do not make this the new default. But yeah, we're playing as Paul Heyman. And as you will notice, I do not win Pinky or the Brain. Eric Bischoff is the owner of WWE. How did this happen? I have no idea. I'm gonna be completely honest. I could not think of a realistic situation where somehow, some way, Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman have taken control of WWE. They just have. Whatever headcanon you want to go with, there you go. The reason I did this is because the WWE save I was playing offline, I noticed there was a lot of people that I could not sign because they did not want to work for Vince McMahon. So I want to try completely different. I want to try something completely different. I want to see who I can sign now, who's able to work for us, who I can't sign if there's anyone that doesn't want to work for Eric Bischoff. But yeah, let's get just going. My episode zeros, I used to like go through the whole roster, be like, oh, here's my plan for this person, here's what I'm getting. Honestly, I think for this episode 1, I just want to like do the grind part with you guys, if that makes any sense. Go through the just like trimming the fat, changing the booking team, doing all the behind the scenes stuff, and then call it there. You know, just to see what we're working with. So I've completely removed the booking team and Inner Circle. We're gonna make that from scratch right now. So, I forgot to go. Okay, so naturally, the changes I've made is the McMahons have all been removed from the company. And Vince McMahon is the only one who will never work for us again because I have him set to hate both Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman. Everybody else, though, Shane McMahon, if I want to, I can bring in Shane and Stephanie and Linda. For some reason, I did not know I was going to be able to. I set it so that they would be very mad. Starting morale very mad. I guess it didn't work because they're not employed. But, okay. Oh well. I guess if I really want to bring in Linda McMahon, I can. But for right now, I think we're good. I think we'll hold off on hiring the McMahons. But yeah, booking team. Let's see who we can put on our booking team. I also made the only other change. So I fired the McMahons, made Vince angry at us, gave Linda, Stephanie, and Shane morale issues, and also Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman are set to hate each other. For this to work, I imagine they did some sort of team up and talked with like the board of directors and staged a coup similar to what happened in the Seaverse with Comine and Kaneko and Burning Hammer, something like that. They staged a coup. Eric Bischoff's the CEO, and yeah, so I couldn't put Bischoff on the same booking team as me because he hated me, but now he's my best friend. So, buddy, come on. Shut up, man. Fuck you. It's supposed to be a happy moment. Flair and Regal are not happy about it. So we'll do Eric Bischoff. I've personally found the sweet spot for a booker, or for a booking team, is like 4 people. So I'll put on Pat Patterson. And then I'm not going to put on Regal because he hates Bischoff. I'm not going to put on Flair for the same reason. Maybe Michael Hayes. Maybe Gerald Briscoe. I could get both the Stooges in here. Get Patterson and Briscoe in here. Yeah, you know what? We'll do the Stooges. And then if any of them have bad chemistry, we'll take one of them off, you know. It is what it is. That's what we'll do. We will do that. We're going to be you make a good bit of money in this game, just by existing. So I'm going to make Steiner happy. I like Scott Steiner. I want to use him. I'm going to make Steiner happy. I'll get rid of Flair and Regal's morale issues. I'll do that after, like, my first couple shows, though. So, yeah, brand split. Do we have the correct logo selected? I prefer these ones. So, yes, we have that one selected, and then that just says WWE, so that's the wrong fucking logo. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it just doesn't show the full name. Oh, well. I want to put the exclamation point, and then I like having Raw like that during this time period specifically. Chemistry, obviously we have nothing yet. Here are our franchise players. So in real life, The Rock, like, completely left to go make movies. He has not done that. We're gonna use him to the fullest extent. We have him. We will use him. He's going to be a very, very good piece for us. Here are our next big things. Hot prospects, talk the talk. Wow, what a shock. And then Shawn Michaels is obviously the greatest wrestler of all time. Not named Mayu Iwatani, sorry. Shawn's, you know, really good. Yeah, divisions, I don't need to worry about that. Figurehead, I'll deal with that later. Locker room leaders, let's get rid of any ill-suited candidates. I will do this last, actually. Let's get our senior road agent in. Arn Anderson, you are the best road agent. Good for you, bud. Senior referee. Why is Jacqueline a referee? Okay. Alright, Earl Hebner's our senior referee. Do I need a head of talent relations? I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually remember what this does. A shout out to the person in the comments of my first 5SSW video that told me about this search bar. I just somehow didn't see it. Talent relations, maybe? Okay, relations. Alright, I'm not gonna bother looking for it. Let's just get one. Let's just get a head of talent relations. Jim Ross was it in real life. I'm fine with that. And so is Austin and Lawler. Nice. Okay. Head men's trainer. Who would be good to do this? I could get Arn to do it. I would like somebody with the natural trainer gimmick. So we got Chavo, Finley. Oh, Finley? That would make sense for him to do the women, because I know he trains the women now. So, there we go. Head men's trainer. We can do... Who else has got natural trainer? Lance Storm could be our head men's trainer. Rikishi. Scotty 2 Hottie. Shawn Michaels. Oh, that would be good. Ultimo Dragon would just start Dragon Gate. You know what? Patterson doesn't have it. Who else had it? Was Al Snow doesn't have it. That's actually kind of surprising he doesn't have it. Chavo Classic. No. I kind of want to do Ultimo Dragon. Oh, fuck yeah, Ray like that. Alright, let's get our Chief Enforcers. Who can be a Chief Enforcer? Few people tougher. Finley's the toughest person in the locker room. Alright. Let's do him. Few people tougher. One of the toughest. Undertaker makes sense to me. Nobody's angry. Good. And Triple H is also considered the toughest. So I guess we'll also do Triple H. Those are the Chief Enforcers. And we have one on SmackDown, one on Raw. That's good. Locker room leaders. I want to get just 2 on SmackDown, 2 on Raw. Make it easy for myself. Eddie could be one. Alright, good. Eddie. Michaels for Raw. Michaels will be on Raw. Jericho would also be a good one. I want to, like, keep kayfabe. Like, who was, like, actually locker... I know Undertaker was, but I've already got him doing the fucking Chief Enforcer gimmick. We got Kurt Angle for... Yeah, no. Kurt Angle for SmackDown. And then we need another Raw guy. I'm thinking either Jericho or Christian. Big Show's on SmackDown, I think. Mysterio's on SmackDown. Foley's on Raw. Kane's on Raw. Let's do Foley. I like Mick Foley. Alright, cool. That's our inner circle. That was actually pretty easy. It was a lot more people got mad when Vince was in charge. Here's our product. I'm gonna be going main event tight focused. I'm gonna keep the Ruthless Aggression product. I have it set to where the match ratios aren't gonna be a problem for us, but everything else, like, I actually kind of like this product. I actually kind of enjoyed this product. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna take off all this shit. I mean, people are gonna get injured. Oh well. I say that now, and then it's like cut to episode 5. And, all right, Eddie broke his fucking neck. Let me assign everybody who's not on a brand to a brand. Chavo Classic should be on SmackDown. Gene and Howard Finkel, I use them. I like to use these guys as backstage interviewers. So Gene for Raw, Fink for SmackDown. Hugo, I'll see if I need him. And then Paul Heyman. Okay, so I went through my head a couple times. We're very soon after the draft. So I could retcon the draft. I've thought of a couple things. I came down to 3 different things that I want to do for this save. The first idea I had was we retcon the draft lottery, we take out all the picks that happened IRL, and then I put my own in, and we just do that right now. That's what I did in my offline save, and I enjoyed that. However, I didn't want to do it again. And then I'm like, what if okay, since I'm not going to be challenging myself to get good ratings, because I will get that fairly easily, knock on wood, I will get that fairly easily with the way the mod is and with the preferences I have. So I thought, why not challenge myself? Remove everyone from a brand, except the champions, keep the champions, and then have the game do the full draft, right? And then I'm like, that would be fun. However, then I'd probably have to start storylines from scratch, and I'm like, that would be a fun challenge, but I then came up with this revolutionary idea. What if I don't touch anything? My revolutionary idea to challenge myself creatively is don't touch anything. Because if I do my own draft, or if I let the game do the draft, then the challenge of finding how to book SmackDown is going to be not there, because the game will balance it out, or I will balance it out. So the thing is, for people that have played this mod or the 2004 mod by Mr. Villain for 2020, Raw is way more stacked than SmackDown. Raw's got Benoit, Jericho, Triple H. They have Evolution, they have Michaels, they have fucking The Rock, Mick Foley. Raw is fairly easy to get ratings with. SmackDown, on the other hand, honestly, all SmackDown really has going for them right now is they have Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker. Kurt Angle is hurt. Kurt Angle is the current interim GM. So, we need a new top heel while Kurt Angle is hurt. He's not hurt for too long, but still, until he's back, where's our top heel? In real life, they did JBL. I might do JBL. I have somebody else in mind. I'm still going to do the Wall Street gimmick. I'll give him a little push, but expect him to be more in the US title scene or a tag title scene. I don't know if JBL's going to get the full world title run, especially not for a year like he got in real life. But yeah, I have somebody in mind, and I think it could be a fun challenge of trying to creative-wise, like, again, I think I'll still be able to get good 80 to 85s out the gate with this roster, but finding what to do creatively, storyline-wise, with this roster, without being able to move any of the wrestlers. The backstage people, that's a different story. I'm going to move around the backstage people, like the people you don't see on screen. But that means that Paul Heyman is on Raw. All that to say, Paul Heyman is on Raw. He got drafted to Raw, so I'm going to keep him on Raw, and I'm going to have him, despite in our universe, in real life, staging a coup with Eric Bischoff to take over the company. I mean, we might as well turn that into a storyline, but the storyline being that the partnership has since immediately soured, and they're both trying to gain control of Monday Night Raw, and the company as a whole, but Monday Night Raw for now. So, Kurt Angle being our SmackDown GM's temporary. Eventually, we'll need to find a new GM. I could do Teddy Long, like real life. That's the favorite right now, but I might think of something else. Who knows? Who knows? So let's start trimming the fat. What do I mean by trimming the fat? Well, let's look through all of our non-active wrestlers. Al Snow, he's got decent color. Al Snow has decent color. I guess you know what, bud? Honestly, I don't really need you on commentary. We have a good batch of commentators. Dawn Marie's on SmackDown, so there's a couple of women that are on SmackDown, and there's no women's title on SmackDown. So I'm gonna make them all managers. I'm gonna move people around next WrestleMania, but until then, also I'm gonna make Jerry Road Agent. Until then, they're just gonna be managers. Like, this is the challenge. Anybody that has an on-screen role, I am not allowed to move around. That's the challenge I'm making for myself. Jerry Lawler, Mick Foley. I'm going to make just Mick Foley a full-time wrestler. I don't want him to be occasional. He will be a full-time member. He's only 38. Fuck your retirement, buddy. Miss Jackie, same thing. You're a manager for now. Ric Flair, you don't need these. Sable, again, manager on SmackDown. I'll find something for her. Sergeant Slaughter, okay, he has an on-screen role. I might move him around for road agent reasons, so we'll leave him. Stacy Keibler, you can just be a wrestler. You don't need to be occasional. I will use you in the women's division. You're 24. You will develop. Same. Terry's 37, but I mean, we don't have a lot of women. She's got a decent amount of pop. We'll have her wrestle her. Rock, like I said, we're gonna use him to his fullest extent. He didn't full-on go to Hollywood. That's just not the way TEW works. He might take movie roles, but he's not gonna go away forever on us. Hopefully. So yeah, while I can, I'm gonna use The Rock to his fullest extent. Tori Wilson, same thing, manager. All right. Speaking of managers, are there any managers that are just kind of dead weight that we don't need around? Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff take control and are immediately doing shit. Do we need Jackie? No offense, Jackie. Your stats aren't good. You're not on the wrestling brand. You're not on the women's wrestling brand. I'm sorry, girl. You're gone. Jonathan Coachman, however, will be very fun to write for. Dawn Marie, I will keep you around. You've got decent enough pop. You could be a fun manager. Chavo Classic, I don't know how much. I'm not going to cut him because fucking, believe it or not, Eddie and Chavo would get mad at me. And I don't want them mad at me. I'll keep him around, but I don't know for how much longer. I might send him somewhere else. Bruce Pritchard, buddy, I don't got a single use for you. Honest to God, I have nothing for you. Eric Bischoff is our Raw GM. Gene Okerlund will be the backstage interview. Harvey Whippleman, you cannot cut a promo, my guy. I'm sorry, buddy. You're gone. Fink, backstage interviewer. Okay. Here's the thing. If you guys are new to this channel, or you don't know who I am, I'm only 22. I was born in 2002. I did not know Johnny Nitro was an executive assistant. Like, okay, so everything I've discovered, I've technically lived through this, quote-unquote, but I wasn't exactly sentient yet. Johnny Nitro's an executive assistant. I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him as an executive assistant, but okay, I don't know what this means. I don't know what to do with this. I'll find something, but all right. Coach does not need to be a manager. He can be an on-screen he is Eric Bischoff's bestie. That's the gimmick. Justin Roberts, love you, bud, but you gotta go. Lillian Garcia can cut a promo. Lillian Garcia is gonna be a manager. Lillian Garcia, we might do a gimmick where, like, Eric Bischoff fires her for Mean Gene, and he's like, wait, how much you're making? I don't want to pay that. You can just sit at home, and then Lillian's just like, no, I'm gonna make your life. Dude, Lillian Garcia just fucks with Bischoff because he replaces her with Mean Gene. Dude, I think that's the gimmick. Same thing for Heyman. Just no manager. Steve Austin. Can you agent? You could. Maybe Stone Cold could be our SmackDown GM. I'll put him on SmackDown for now. Okay, I'm gonna finish Kurt Angle as interim GM until he's back. Until then, Steve Austin. I'll put him on SmackDown for now. He might be the GM. Who knows? Teddy Long, he will be a manager for now. Until we need to interview some people for SmackDown GM. Tony Chimmel could be a SmackDown GM, but I'm gonna make him a manager. He can cut a decent promo, and I think he could be like a really fun, like, Saul Goodman kind of manager. He can't play, Weasley, okay. What do we, sports agent, I guess? Cocky sports agent. He'll be like Saul Goodman. He will be Saul Goodman, but wrestling. So, that's what we'll do. Regal, you don't need to be a personality. You will just be a wrestler for me, homie. Play-by-play. Who do we have? Do we have anybody? Reset. 70 play-by-play. Justin Matthews? Or, not Justin, Josh Matthews. Okay. So we don't. Alright. We don't have a fourth person with 70 play-by-play. I think we're gonna keep Carlos around for Heat. I honestly think we'll just keep Carlos around for Heat. Alright, buddy. Carlos, you're our Heat commentator now. Good luck. Hugo, you might be able to be our Velocity commentator. Alright, good for him. Color commentators, who do we got? Bill DeMott, I don't really want to use Bill DeMott. He doesn't, if you don't got a 70 on color, I don't want to, alright. Yeah, he's got less than Hugo. Hugo's in the lead right now for Velocity. Coach is on Raw. Coach is going to stay on Raw. Josh Matthews does not need to be a color guy. He's a play-by-play. Lita is here. No, she's not. Paul Heyman, obviously, is on Raw, so I can't be a Velocity guy. Does anybody have 70 color that's not set to be? Right, I took Al Snow off. Maybe Al Snow. Arn Anderson. Okay. Arn, you're going to SmackDown, buddy. Enjoy Tuesdays. Hugo came this close, but Arn came with the Glock, I guess. Alright, sorry, Hugo. You gotta go, bud. Trimming the fat today, bud. Let me fix the commentary now. Paul Heyman will be on Raw. He will be here to antagonize Eric Bischoff on commentary. Heat will consist of Carlos Cabrera and Jonathan Coachman. LAX. SmackDown will have Josh Matthews and Arn Anderson. Cool. I think default it's Bill DeMott. He wasn't good enough. Jacqueline, I don't know why you need to be a ref, girl. You can go. Brian Hebner has a 67. How many refs do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only need like 6. So, Brian Hebner, you gotta go. I'm sorry. Oh, Earl will be pissed. Oh, well. Oh, Dave will be pissed. Oh, well. Sorry. Cry about it. Yeah, I only really need 3. Who was our trainers again? I need to see this. Ultimo and Dave Finley. So I gotta make sure that they're unbranded. So that Ultimo, Dave Finley. I gotta make sure they're unbranded. I gotta make sure Jim Ross is unbranded. Again, I don't know what a head of talent relations does, but I might as well, just in case he does something for us. Who else was there? Jim was the head of talent relations. Shoot, I forgot. Earl Hebner. Yeah, Earl Hebner will just work both brands. There we go. And then our senior road agent was Arn. So Arn will also work both brands. Okay, so I'm only going to need 7 refs. 3 for Raw, 3 for SmackDown, and then Earl. Earl, you got to work double duty. You're paying for the Montreal screw job. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut one of them. 77, 77, 72, Chad Patton. I got nothing against you, but you got to go. All right. Black Tuesday here. Fucking just ruining lives today. All right, so Arn will be like our Earl Hebner for road agents, so he will be on both, so I won't count him. I will have 11 road agents, 5 for Raw, 5 for SmackDown, and then Arn. Or you know what? Honestly, I think we just keep Arn as one. So 4 for Raw, 4 for SmackDown, and Arn. Let me see if there are any people that would be really good road agents that aren't set to them. And just to save my own headaches, I could do Austin. Yeah, we'll do Austin. I don't want my road agents to also be active wrestlers because I have enough people on the roster. I don't want to cut everybody. Despite how much joy I'm clearly getting out of it right now, I believe it or not, I don't want to fire everybody. So I'm only going to cut, if you have less than a 70 in psych or respect, you're gone. So Bill, actually, I'm kind of glad you're gone. Dave Finley, you're on both brands too. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm like, he didn't retire yet. All right, cool. Dave Hebner. Oh, Earl's going to be pissed. Sorry, Earl. Dean's great. Gerald's great. Jack Lanza's great. Jerry Lawler. Johnny Ace, Michael Hayes, Austin, Steve Lombardi. Let's get rid of Steve Lombardi. God, Vince would not let me fire Steve Lombardi, and he ruined fucking matches for me. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we only need 4, so I'm gonna cut Johnny Ace. And then who else don't I need? I think Tony had fairly low numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 75 and 75. Does anyone have a worse than that? Nope. Sorry, Tone. Sorry, Tone. Alright, so we got Arn, and then we should have 4 on each brand. So we got Dean for SmackDown, Hayes for SmackDown, Austin for SmackDown, and Patterson's on Raw. Let's put Briscoe on SmackDown so that there's 1 on each brand. I might have to make them unbranded if Briscoe doesn't show up to the first booking team meeting. I don't know if the brands would prevent that from happening, but you never know. Alright, cool. Cool. Yeah, we trimmed the fat. We cut a decent amount of people. Earl Hebner is so mad at me, but shit happens, bud. You can't just get your friends and your family jobs and not see any consequences. So we already went through product. Here are our stables. I actually would like to make the Dudley Boys active again, because they're all on SmackDown again. So yeah, Dudley Boys are going to be a stable now. Storylines. So again, going back to that trying to challenge myself creatively here, I want to keep all of these storylines. All of these storylines are going to stay, and I'm going to use them as is. I might add a person, but like this one, because again, Idol, great fucking job. He put descriptions for each. So this one tells me Benoit versus Michaels versus Triple H has already been announced. WWE does this thing, or at least during this time period, where they would have a match main event or be on WrestleMania and then just do it again at Backlash, and I hate it. So if I had a say, which I technically do, but I'm forcing myself not to, I would not run this match back, but it says on the March 29th edition, Eric Bischoff signed Benoit vs. Michaels vs. Triple H, so we're not going to retcon it. It's set for Backlash. This will main event Backlash. But there are matches like this one where nothing has been announced. And in real life, the match was Jericho versus Christian and Trish Stratus. I don't like that idea, because Jericho beat Trish and Christian in a handicap match, but he couldn't beat Christian in a singles match at Mania. So I'm going to do something slightly different with this one. So these are all the starting feuds we have. We have Edge versus Kane. Edge spears Bischoff. Bischoff puts Kane, who's pissed for losing The Undertaker, at Mania. So Edge versus Kane. We have Orton versus Foley. And of course that, legendary thumbtack spot. The hardcore match at Backlash with, Evolution banned from ringside. We have Tajiri versus the Coach, where Tajiri got welcomed to Raw, and, he got hazed by some people in the locker room that made him, I don't know if I didn't watch this angle, but apparently he missed in the face of Eric Bischoff, of Coach, who is besties with Eric Bischoff. And, so now, how far will the Coach go to seek revenge? I think they wrestled at the pay-per-view, which reminds me, Jonathan, I don't know if this match is going to happen at the pay-per-view, but I want to be able to have him wrestle. Can't not have the Coach wrestle. Cena versus Dupree for the U.S. title. And then, of course, the feud that kickstarted JBL's push and eventually got him the world title. Guerrero versus JBL. Kurt Angle, as GM, just trying to ruin Eddie Guerrero's life. And, yeah, like I said, I think Guerrero will be good enough to carry JBL through a pay-per-view, but I don't know. I might not actually do this match. I'll continue the feud for the foreseeable future, but I might pivot. But I will add more storylines, and I will do that all off screen. We don't need we've already been here for 32 minutes. We don't need to go through that. Here is a project. The tag division is in complete shambles. It has nothing going on. So this is gonna be one of my, I like to call these guys Hero Squad. Take that from the Seaverse. I need to make more teams. I need to build up more teams. And yeah, this is gonna be my first project here in the save, is fixing the tag fuck, okay. I guess they're staying Rikishi and Scotty too. Oh, wait a minute. What about Two Cool Dudes? So I can just call them Too Cool. Val Venus and Lance Storm are on the opposite sides of the face-heel divide. Well, Lance is better as a heel. And Venus can... Okay, they're going to be heels. I'm going to turn Val Venus. I don't have a team name for them. I guess we could go... Stormfront. I'll think of something better eventually. I might think of one later. Alright, here are our champions. Chavo's the Cruiserweight Champion. Eddie is the WWE Champion. Randy Orton is our Intercontinental Champion. Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty are the WWE Tag Team Champions. I want to make these floating, actually. I would like to make the tag titles floating. Flair and Batista are the World Tag Team Champions. And Victoria's the Women's Champion. And our World Heavyweight Champion is Chris Benoit. So, yeah. not really much to go through. I must have forgotten to save some of these. I hope I saved... I don't know, I guess I must have missed. Alright, that's... Oops. Okay. Broadcasting's fine. Coverage is fine. Events and TV. I'm going to cut the feed here. And I'm going to go through this so that you know what? I'll do it right now. Okay. That took a little longer than I anticipated, but finally, it was a matter of milliseconds for you. But here is the event the event schedule I'm running with. I like having my WrestleManias be the last Sunday of every March. I know they're like traditionally early April. Now they're mid-April. I don't care. I like having WrestleMania at the end of March. So I have put WrestleMania on March 27th, and I've worked backwards from there, where every 3 weeks we will have a new pay-per-view. I have done so many Fed saves in my life by now that for my personal booking, this works the best for me, where the longest build I will have to a pay-per-view will be 6 weeks. So, Backlash has been moved up a week, so now this shit's happening immediately. I didn't even realize that. Our first episode's gonna be Backlash, which kinda sucks, but it is what it is. So we're gonna open with Backlash. But you know what, honestly, I was like, fuck, that's not gonna be able to work, and I was gonna change it, and then I started thinking about, half the card's pretty much pre-booked. I might as well just... you know what I think we'll do? We'll start. We will run the Shoot Backlash card, but I will pick winners. So the winners might not be the same. And then that's where we splinter off. So in our universe, Backlash is now the next show. And other than the Chris and Christian and Trish handicap match, it will be the exact card that you saw at the 2004 Backlash. So, there's that. There is, our Backlash card. And then 3 weeks later, we have SmackDown's Judgment Day. Then 3 weeks, we have Raw's Bad Blood. So, like I'm saying, the longest amount of time in between pay-per-views you will have for a brand is 6 weeks. Like, in between Backlash and Bad Blood is only 6 weeks. Bad Blood and Unforgiven's only 6 weeks. I tried to, so as you can tell, a lot of the dates are pretty jacked up. Judgment Day's happening in April. We have Halloween Havoc. I thought it would be more important to keep the order of events the same than it was to keep the pay-per-views the same brand. And, the way I've actually done it kind of makes more sense. So, as you'll notice, Vengeance is now a SmackDown branded show, but in my research that I was doing, I had discovered that in 2003, Vengeance was a SmackDown branded show, and then from 2004 onwards it was Raw. The same thing for Armageddon. In 2003, it started as a Raw branded event. Now it is, and then 2004 onwards, it became SmackDown. So this universe, we will keep it Raw. And then I have, as you've noticed, I've brought back Insurrection. I needed an extra Raw pay-per-view, so Insurrection's happening at the end of after SummerSlam. Halloween Havoc. We know the Fed has the rights to use WCW pay-per-view names. I had noticed that the pay-per-view 3 weeks before Survivor Series would have need to have been held on Halloween. Why the fuck am I not gonna do Halloween Havoc? Like, I would love a great reason not to do it. So SmackDown's going to do Halloween Havoc right before Survivor Series. New Year's Revolution has not happened once yet, so I know it's normally a Raw branded event, but again, now that Armageddon's Raw, New Year's Revolution will become a SmackDown thing. And then on the road to WrestleMania, there are 2 pay-per-views in between. So Royal Rumble happens, everybody's on the Rumble, then Raw has Fully Loaded, and SmackDown has No Way Out. So, you know, if you want to try this, I really suggest, if you have a brand split, I suggest running pay-per-views like this. I personally find this the easiest. So that's our events. Absences, here comes the fun part. we're going to do Mark Henry because he has low risk. I'm not worried about him. 584 days. We're not going to be able to use him for a while. Here's the risk. I, as we have previously established, have absolutely no plan for who is going to take Kurt Angle's place once he gets back from injury. So I'm thinking it's only a medium risk. If it goes wrong, then I have a GM for longer. I think my rule is normally anything above a low risk, it is not worth it. So I'm gonna do it. Oh! Look at that. Look at that. We got Kurt Angle. We got Kurt Angle back early. 49 days he'll be back. He will be ready for the Great American Bash. He won't make it to Judgment Day, but he will be ready for the Great American Bash. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Backstage, I don't want drugs. We can keep the pre-show and final match. We don't need a dress code. We can pay for transport and hotels. And look at that. The backstage rules having a good effect now. Developmental. We have OVW. I think once I get some more money rolling in, like I've said multiple times, we're gonna make a lot of money. I don't want to spend it all. I'm gonna have to pay off Earl Hebner and Scott Steiner, so I'm gonna do that in between episodes. But once I get a good bit of money rolling in, I think I'm gonna open up FCW. I might just get more dev companies. Maybe I'll get more dev companies. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll try to get more dev companies before opening FCW. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Drug testing. Don't tell the feds, guys. I don't want to drug test. I don't want to drug test, guys. Finance, nothing. Geotags, we don't need them. House shows, we're going to run house shows on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So that way, if there's a pay-per-view, they only have to do 2 house shows. Good for them. I don't need to fuck with Hall of Fame. Don't need to do anything with investments. Rapid upgrade merchandise, we will be able to afford it. Owner goals, we are not going to have any. Production, maxed out. We don't have promises. We are this big, so we're pretty fucking over. I'll be fine with ticket prices. Training facilities, we've got the Diva Search and Tough Enough. I don't know if I'll be signing any new gens if we get them, to be honest, guys, but they're here. Alliances, we have a WWE Developmental Alliance. I'm becoming more and more open to the maybe no FCW, at least not yet. Maybe just get other indie companies to take our guys. Dirty tricks. No, I don't want to do anything. Relationships. We obviously good relationship with OVW. Horrible relationship with Good relationship with Ultimate. All right, let's get it. Get him in the Alliance. Let's go. Awesome. Fucking why? Fucking Jim Cornette. Oh my god. All right, hold up. Guys, I'm not going to cheat during this. Also, we're turning these to low. I'm not going to cheat during this, guys, but if I cheat, I'm going to be completely transparent. Let's be real. I don't think, in canon wise, only we should have a say on who gets invited to these alliances. I'm just saying. Look, okay, that's the extent of my cheating. I'm not gonna cheat otherwise. I've already got these fucking, these really easy preferences on. So, look, how about this? I promise not to cheat too much. If I do, I'll be as transparent as I just was. So, I will record myself cheating, so I have time to think about it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the first episode of, the 2004 save. Like I said, nothing really happened in this episode, just wanted to do the dirty with you guys. Pause. But yeah, in terms of storylines, I think I'm gonna try to keep them to myself. The other 2 series on my channel, I do live stream, and I'm gonna keep those as the main focus. This will kind of be my side project. I guess if you guys love it, it will become a main project, but I have Coastal Zone and 5SSW. I stream those up to 3 times a week. Not each. I stream up to 3 times a week, and I don't really have a save where I'm not streaming, and I'm keeping everything fully a secret. So I want to do that again, and I really enjoyed this mod in my free time, so I thought, why not just go for it? You know, if it doesn't work out, if I don't like it, then I can just end it. It's not, I don't think I will. I know I'm gonna enjoy it. I think this is gonna be a good one. So if you guys mess with it, I'll keep uploading more of it. But yeah, so for fans of the 5SSW and Coastal Zone save, obviously those are not going anywhere. Those are still currently the most important saves on the channel. In terms of episode structure, we do have Heat and Velocity taped on the same days as our A shows. But I think for episode structures, I'm gonna air those in their own episode. So after Backlash, our first episode's gonna be Backlash now. Then after Backlash, the way we'll do it is we'll do Raw, and then that'll be an episode, and then the next episode will be a SmackDown, and then the next episode will be both Heat and Velocity in one bulk viewing. I'll call it like the B showcase or something. I don't know. So that way, we don't have to sit through Heat if you don't want to. You can just, like, I'm gonna do stuff on Heat. Heat's gonna have its own storylines. Velocity's gonna have its own storylines. We are gonna have a bunch of people. Just like almost every other TEW player, I sign way too many people, and I never have anything to do with them. So I'm gonna use Heat and Velocity. There are gonna be storylines that are exclusively on Heat and Velocity, and maybe, like, I'm not gonna have world title changes on that show, and I'm not gonna run, like, major angles, but maybe, like, some mid-card guys team up on Velocity, and then they show up on SmackDown, and you're like, wait, these guys are a team now? And then I'll be like, this happened on Velocity, and then you'll be like, fuck, I have to start watching Velocity now, because that's exactly what happened with Rampage. Everyone just started tuning into AEW Rampage. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So thank you all for sitting through the dirty work, the cleaning up. I'm gonna make some signings right off the bat off screen, keep them a surprise for you guys. They'll show up when they show up, and I guess I'll see you in the next episode for WWE's Backlash 2004.